right, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to the trading room, TD Markets Academy trading room. We started a little bit late. We got delayed, and we apologize for that. All right, so there was a a slight delay on our end, but 9:44, we're still gonna cover the full hour. All right, so don't worry. We're still gonna cover the full hour. Welcome back, everyone. This is the TD Markets Academy trading room on a Thursday morning. All right, I hope you guys had a good morning or are having a good morning so far. We're gonna get right into it. All right, we've got Gabelo, Jules, Young Sunny, AV Trader, Tanya in the building, Cody Freak in the building. Yeah, absolutely. If you guys want to start your trading journey with the best broker that you've ever come across, all right, that is TD Markets. Our website is tdmarkets.com. All right, so sign up for a trading account. We've got different types of accounts. We've got different types of accounts. We've got the gold account, the pro account, the mini, the crypto, the max, the Islamic, the boost account, the max account. We've got different types of accounts, different types of contract sizes. All right, so just check us out. You can also sign up for a crypto derivatives exchange account, right, with our TDME, TD Markets Exchange. We do have a crypto division. You can also trade crypto derivatives live directly in our exchange. All right, that is the tdmarkets.io. So you can trade both FX in our MetaTrader. You can trade crypto derivatives in our TD Markets Exchange. All right, we also do have some education. We've got some, if you guys want to learn how to trade, we do have some education at TD Markets. You need an account. Our website is tdmarkets.com. If you don't have an account, you can click on start today to sign up for a trading account, right? But it's important that you get an introduction video. So once you send us an email to care@tdmarkets.com, we're going to send you an introduction video to know what to do. All right, so yeah, so do send us an email to care@tdmarkets.com if you guys want to start our education sessions. So sessions will officially start either today or tomorrow. All right, sessions are gonna start either today or tomorrow. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. The markets is moving. Gold, silver are dropping. Gold and silver, I'm gonna switch to the charts just now. All right, let me just make sure I'm sorted this side. All right, so we have been looking at gold, we've been looking at silver, we've been looking at the yen pairs, we've been looking at the commodities. All right, so let me switch to the charts and let's get right into it. Where am I? I'm here. There we go. All right, so let's start with the commodities. Let us start with the commodities. All right, let us see what happened with our commodities. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna look at gold and silver, and then you're gonna go to the DXY. Right, so things are moving. It seems like there will be trading opportunities on the commodities today. I've been looking at them this morning and last night, this morning, and I think, yeah, we're almost there. Let's start with gold. Look at what gold is doing, guys. Look at what gold is doing. Definitely it failed to break this high, right? Let me go back to the daily candle. All right, let's start here on the daily time frame. So it seems like this candle here, this candle is the candle, right, we spoke about. So look at how price has been failing to close above this candle here. So there is definitely pressure from the sellers around this zone. There's definitely pressure from the sellers around the zone. All right, gold 43. Okay, no problem. As long as, yeah, you've got your entry there set. All right, so this was happening. Now obviously there's pressure around the zone, right, on gold. I'm on the 4-hour time frame, the 8-hour time frame. So we're anticipating gold to go down. So that move I spoke about, that as long as we broke this high, I'm looking to short gold. That move we spoke about, this here. All right. So that's what we're focusing on now. So I don't have an entry as yet. You will just go ahead and look for your setups. It seems like Kula, you've identified your setup already, which is good, right? You guys will identify your setups. I don't have a setup as yet, but as long as gold has broken this structure, as long as gold has broken this structure, you see that my setup can form at any time here, right? In fact, let me do this. As long as this structure has been broken, my setup can form at any time. That's what I want, right? I want the structures to shift. If you go to the 1-hour time frame, excuse me, on the 1 hour, you see how structure is starting to shift. We have, excuse me, we have these spikes, and then we've got this low here. So structure is starting to shift at the moment, right? So I'm looking for just a correction and the continuation towards the downside. That's what I'm looking for. So my setup is going to form anywhere below the structure. This structure, all right? So Kula, you are looking at 4.359, which is, it's this low. Okay. This low here. You're looking for price to break this. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong there, right? As long as you've identified your structure, right? I think I'm looking for, but we'll see what's going to happen. Price might break first and then give us a correction, or it might correct first, break, correct again, right? Yeah, so yeah, but my setups are going to form below 4,400 and 4,400. My setups are going to form below here. All right. So yeah, so today the focus is going to be on gold and silver. All right. So watch out for your setups. I'm looking to take gold down to either 4,200 there. Yeah, I think for now 4,200. I'm looking to take gold down to 4,200. Right, that's between the 50 and the 61.8. You see that? So that's my thought process with gold. Any move towards the downside, 4,200, that area, the area between 50, 61.8 of the Fibonacci. So the focus is on gold this week, gold shorts. All right. Look at silver. Look at what silver is doing. Look at what silver is, exactly what we spoke about. Yeah. As long as silver broke this high, guys. As long as silver broke this high, we are looking to short silver. We're not looking to buy. So we're looking to short silver short term until we get a continuation up. All right. So it's also developing nicely. It's also developing nicely. It's also developing nicely. We have some nice divergence here. So we're looking for shorts. We are looking for shorts. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome, Barticos. Welcome, welcome, welcome. No, the markets are moving. The markets are moving. We're excited now. We've been waiting. So do you see why I always emphasize on planning, waiting, and execution? So we've been planning for gold since Tuesday, gold and silver since Tuesday. We've been planning for them. Now the execution could happen today. Execution could happen today. No, things are moving. Things are moving. All right. So silver, the same thing. Silver, the same thing. Looking for some shorts. We have bounced from that high, came back down. Already there's a lower high here. You see that? Already there's a lower high. So the structure is shifting. This structure here is shifting. All right. So I think my setups, as long as price broke the structure, 65, my setups are going to form anywhere below here. We might go back for the retest. We might do that. But as long as price broke that, my setups are going to form anywhere here. All right. And then I'm looking to take this down to, let's see. Yeah, down to this demand zone. I'm looking to take this down to this demand zone here, which is around, let's say around 61.7. There's a demand zone here. So my thought process is, while we're waiting for that long-term buy, we are going to get a correction, possibly come back down to this demand zone. And then from there, we will then start to look for this. All right. But I think for now, let's focus on this, right? We'll see the buy whenever it forms. So 61.7, that is my target on silver. 61.7, that is my target on silver. I'm failing to fund my account. Please get in touch with us at tdmarkets.com. All right. If you struggle with funding your account, for assistance, please do contact us on care@tdmarkets.com. The website, not the website, but the email address is just slightly higher. Just scroll up on the chat, you will see the email, but it's care@tdmarkets.com, right? care@tdmarkets.com. So get in touch with us there, and then we'll make sure that you are sorted. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much there, Tandy. Always on point. Great stuff. All right, so for me for today, guys, I'm looking at gold and silver today. All right, and remember, we have some PPI data coming out. We have some producers price index data coming out of the US. Let me show you here quickly. So it's a Thursday today. We have PPI, we have unemployment claims as well. So core PPI and PPI month on month, there is going to be some movements there, right? The CPI came out exactly the same as market forecast. So we'll see what the producers price index is going to come out as, right? Yeah, we'll see. So just be on the lookout for that. But for myself, silver down, I'm gonna be looking for a sell, and gold, I'm gonna be looking for a sell. All right, let me show you guys what the DXY is doing before we go to the other pairs. Let me show you what the DXY is doing. All right, great stuff. This is the DXY chart. We spoke about this sometime this week, I think, or last week. And then we said with the DXY, if price breaks out of the structure, you see how we've broken out of the structure towards the upside, we could expect some movements towards the upside. So the dollar is strong. The DXY is going up at the moment. There was a spike when the CPI happened. There was a spike here, right? And then price moved up. So now we're trading above this previous structure. So from here on, we're anticipating the DXY to continue pushing up, meaning some dollar strength. That's why gold and silver is going down right now because of that dollar strength. All right. So that's what we are looking at the moment, or for at the moment. So one more push up on the DXY, gold drop, silver drop as well. Cool stuff. The commodities, guys, not the commodities, but the indices. Let's have a look at NASDAQ and US 30. All right, NASDAQ already, it's about to break. NASDAQ is about to break. Almost there. Let me just zoom in here. There we go. So NASDAQ, we're almost there. Spiked this low. We have pushed up. We have not broken above this, right? So for my setup, I first want price to break above this zone. This is a zone, guys, right? It is not a specific price line, but it's a zone like this, right? I'm just drawing a line just to make my charts very clean. But whenever you see me draw these lines here, just like this one down here, think of a zone, but not the actual line, all right? The reason I'm drawing these lines like this, I'm trying to keep my charts as clean as possible so that I'm able to see these things, yeah? So I'm looking for price to break the zone. Once it breaks the zone, any retest of the zone, I'm looking for a buy, right? So at the moment, we can see what's happening here. The market is still forming higher lows though. Yeah, we still have some higher lows. So Nasdaq, nothing has changed. It might still form this week. If not, then I would expect it to form next week. All right, one more push up. I'm still swinging it. I'm looking to swing it all the way back to that high. The next opportunity is once we get a break of this. All right, so a bit of patience is needed. So we'll come back maybe later today to see what happened here. And then US 30 is about, right? It's just a matter of time before it goes up. Let's do this. Right. Now, look what happened. Remember when I told you guys that we're looking for this low to break here? The market broke the low. We have a new low. So now, this correction, this whole thing here is a correction, right? As long as we have a new low, probabilities are high that US 30 is going to start pushing up. Probabilities are high. All right. As long as we broke this low, the previous low. Now, what could still happen here, guys, is that price could still create more lows, right? Price could still do this, create another low, and maybe another one, right? The whole point here is, especially in a correction like this, the whole point is it's not about which low will push price up. It's about understanding that every low that forms, one of these lows will likely push price towards the upside. One of these lows, right? So you see, like right now, we have a low. Price can go up at any point there, right? Your setups will confirm for you. But if it happens that price comes back down for another low, the same thing. Another low, the same thing. One of these lows will push price up. One of them, right? So what does this mean? It means the swing that you want is this. The swing trade you want is this, right? If you want to sell this, that is going to be just short-term trades, intraday trades. But the swing you're looking for is this one here, right? So according to my plan, I'm not looking at selling the indices, right? The AI market is booming right now. I mean, it's been booming for a long time. The reason why I'm long-term bullish on the tech stocks is because of AI. AI is booming at the moment, right? Yeah, that's why I'm long-term bullish on Nasdaq and US 30. If you want to sell them, those must be short-term intraday movements. The swings are upside. So just be aware of the tech stocks, guys, right? AI is booming. The tech sector is booming, right? I believe the earnings came out positive for most of these tech companies for the second quarter. For the first earnings of the first quarter came out positive on most of these tech companies. So there's a lot of demand in these tech companies. That's why you see Nasdaq after this correction, it's starting to push up, right? This move started, I think, the last week of July, right? That's when there were a lot of earnings that came out, right? For Q1 on the tech stocks, all right? So US 30, right? It's preparing to go up. Right? So just be on the lookout. I'm swinging this as well. I'm looking to swing this all the way up to that high, possibly break this high. All right? Cool stuff. So how is the price action looking? let me show you what I'm looking for. So like I said, as long as we have a new low, as long as we've got a new low, right? Let me look at the 1 hour. Let me go to the M15. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for this candle to close. All right. Just give me 1 second, guys. Just give me 1 second. I'll be back. All right. So this is what I'm looking for, right? So I'm gonna wait for this candle to close, right? I would want it to close like this, right? And then from there on, the next candle that forms, this is on the 4 hour now, right? This is what I'll be watching out for. The next candle that forms here, I want a spike. I want it to first spike down, which means if you go to like your 15 minutes time frame, right? The next candle on the 4 hour that is gonna spike will likely give us a correction on the 15 minutes time frame. That's all I'm looking for, right? A correction and a continuation down. So on the 4 hour, we might just get one candle spiking this zone and then going up. That's all I'm looking for. But this candle here is going to be important. This 4 hour candle is going to be important in me identifying a setup. If this candle closes with the wick towards the upside, if it closes maybe like this, let me show you. If it closes like this one here, you see this one, there's a wick up. If it does that, then my entry, my setup will not be valid there, valid. All right. So yeah, so I want this 4 hour candle to close bullish, the next candle to just give me a spike, and then I'll be looking for a buy. That spike, if you go on the 15 minutes time frame, when the spike happens, it will be a correction before we continue up. So that's my thought process on US30, right? Very simple. If it happens that price comes back down, what we likely gonna see here is this, right? Let me show you. We're likely gonna see price come back down to this low, break this low one more time, and then we're gonna be looking for this, right? As long as it breaks this low, I'm gonna be looking for buys. Whether it rejects exactly on the low or whether it gives us a new low, to me doesn't matter. If it does this, I'm gonna be looking for a buy. All right. So yeah, so I think we are prepared with the US30. We are prepared. NASDAQ, US30, we are prepared. All right. So yeah, so that's how I'm gonna come across my setups, right? So you just you continue looking for your setups as well. Yeah, the correction and the continuation up. All right. So gold and silver, US30 and NASDAQ. US30 might develop today. Gold might take a bit of time, but US30, I foresee US30 developing today, sometime today, even if it's at night. I see it giving us a move. All right. And then gold and silver, definitely. Look at how silver's dropping. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. So maybe some of you guys might be asking, but why don't I take a trade now here, right? The reason I don't want to take a trade now is because I'm going to be forced to put my stop loss above here, which is going to be a big stop loss for me. The reason why, the first thing I consider, the last thing I consider before taking a trade is my stop loss, where my stop loss is going to be. So if I were to execute a sell here, I'm going to be guessing my stop loss. I'm going to be guessing where I'm going to put my stop loss. And that's not how I do things, right? The reason why I'll be forced to guess where my stop loss is because there's no pullback. right? So if there's going to be a pullback here and then I get a sell, then the entry I'm going to get and the stop loss, I won't be guessing where my stop loss is going to be, because my stop loss will possibly be on the previous lower high. On the previous, you see, now I'm not guessing now, right? But if I take a sell here, where is the previous lower high? It's up here. It's up here, right? And there's going to be a big stop loss for me. And maybe some of you guys might be wondering, yeah, but why don't you put it maybe here? If I take a sell and I put my stop loss here, you see how we have broken the previous structure. We have not pulled back as yet. If I put my stop loss here, what if then price pulls back after that? It will most likely take me out before it goes down. You see that? This stop loss, to me, you are guessing. So your stop loss is not based on actual facts, statistical edge, because you need to have a statistical edge, right? It's not based on those things. So my edge will then come once we pull back. Then I'm going to have a statistical edge on this. That means my stop loss is going to be based on a solid plan that has proven to work over time. All right. So that's why gold as well, right? I can't just, especially gold. Look at where gold is right now. It's on these lows, right? So I can't sell on those lows. What if gold still goes up one more time, right? I prefer market to break structure first. Now we've got the first structure on 4,400 that broke. Now this is the next structure here, right? And seeing that we're close to the structure, I would want price to break the structure. Whether it pulls back before that, or whether it breaks and pulls back after that, to me doesn't matter. You see that? To me doesn't matter. So what does this mean, guys? What am I saying basically here? What I'm saying is, don't before you take a trade, right? I know that maybe there's some of you guys who trade lower time frames, and then you don't trade with a stop loss because you trade lower time frames. You have time on the charts. That's not a problem, right? But you need to have some sort of a stop loss area. Even if you don't have a physical stop loss, right, or order, like an order there, you must have a psychological order, stop loss order, right? Psychological, if price was to break this certain level, then I'll be looking, I'll look to get out. So yeah, look for a stop loss before you execute the trade. Don't execute the trade and then figure out the stop loss after that, right? In the long run, that is going to work against you. In the long run, it's going to work against you. All right, cool. Let's go to the JPY. Let's have a look at the JPY. The JPY. Aha. Last night, guys, in the 6 p.m. session, we spoke about the JPY in the 6 p.m. session, right? And I showed you guys what we're waiting for. The JPY is correcting. This is what we're looking for, right? And with the correction, this is Euro JPY right now. With the correction, we are looking for price to break out here. We're looking for price to break out, right? We just looking for price to break structure. And then we'll then look at price action there. But once we get a break, I foresee this pushing towards the upside. Let me look at the... Yeah, definitely there is some pressure from the buyers, definitely here, right? So as long as we do not take out this week, at any point within this week, we are going to get a continuation towards the upside at any point there. So there's pressure from the buyers, right? So now, first waiting for price to break out of the structure, and then we'll look for a trade after that. We'll see what's going to happen here. Price might still come back and just play around, dance around this zone. We'll see if that's going to happen. But yeah, continuation towards the upside. That's what we're looking for. So you see Euro Yen, guys. You see this setup. If you go to pound yen, it's is still, still correcting. We are likely going to see sort of like the same setups on pound yen also. Pound yen is not ready as yet, right? Dollar yen. Whoa, dollar yen. We spoke about dollar yen last night as well, right? So dollar yen is creating this flag, right? I'll come back to it. Let's go to CAD. CAD yen also doing the same thing. So these things are going to break towards the upside. They're going to break to the upside. The other one was NZD JPY. All right, so NZD JPY went a little bit deeper, but that doesn't change anything. It's now on 61.8. Let me just remove this. Yeah, NZD JPY gave us a much deeper to 61.8. So looking for a higher low and looking for a continuation anywhere around this zone, anywhere on the 61.8, looking for that continuation towards the upside. So this one is going to be a little bit different unless you also use the same approach and look for price to first break out, unless you look for that. But it's going to be a little bit different, this one. So CAD yen, we are looking for this break, right? The analysis on the higher time frames still the same, hasn't changed. So we're looking for a break. And then you've got dollar yen. Dollar yen, I see dollar yen today. I see it moving today, actually. Dollar yen, the higher time frame analysis still the same. So we're looking for a breakout. Pound yen also, same thing. And then euro yen. Euro yen. Euro yen. So the yen, guys, nothing has changed. We're still, our analysis is still valid, right? Nothing has changed. So we've got the commodities, we've got the yen pairs, we've got the indices. Really, really, really looking at this NASDAQ, US 30, really looking at this US 30. Whew. Once it forms, looking at where it's coming from. Once it forms, we're likely going to get a nice move towards the upside. All right, cool stuff. So on my plan, my trading plan for this week, my watch list, I've got these pairs, right? I'm not really looking at the dollar this week, but let's go over the dollar. Maybe some of you guys might be looking at the dollar. Let's go over the dollar. Let's go over the dollar. Let's have a look at what Euro USD is doing. But personally, I'm not going to trade the dollar this week. All right. I'm looking at the commodities and the indices and the yen pairs this week. The dollar is not really in my watch list. So Euro USD. All right. Let's have a look at Euro USD. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, right. Let's see. Euro USD is bouncing from a supply zone, which is here. Is bouncing from the supply zone. Right? We're getting a spike there. And we have this previous structure that formed here, which was a previous resistance, right? Looking at where price is coming from, it's coming from the support. Let me go to the 8 hour. Let's see. All right. So this is what price is doing. All right. It's coming from the structure. You know, there was a nice little channel here. All right. So then price broke towards the upside. It then broke out of this resistance here. This resistance, all right? It went back to that supply zone. There's a supply zone here. It seems like we have divergence as well here. Whether the MACD or the RSI, there is divergence. There is divergence right there. So price is already going down. It's already dropping right now from that spike. Cool. So this is the technicals right now, right? So now a couple of things to note here. Since, and this is my thought process, since we broke this structure here, the market has not really come back to retest this. Is the retest going to happen? Possibly. There's a possibility the retest could happen. But now it's important to understand also where the market is coming from. So we've got a supply zone here, right? We've got a supply zone. So on a supply zone, the supply zone, what it does is that it attracts sellers, right? It attracts sellers. We've got that supply zone, that order block. So sellers are definitely in at the moment, right? So the question then is, now think about this. If you were to sell, if you got a sell here, which areas would you most likely take your profits? Depending on where you sold the market, I can definitely tell you that at some point you would have looked at this resistance as a possible take profit area. At some point you would have anticipated or projected that once we get a bounce, we're likely going to come back to retest this zone. Remember, the retest is part of price action. It's part of price behavior, price structure. So the retest is not manipulated or influenced by indicators. No, it's part of the behavior of price. So now if we have some sellers here, if we've got some sellers here, those sellers are willing to sell down to the zone, anticipating that you're going to get a retest, right? I'm not saying all of them are going to do that, but if you really look at this and trying to interpret this information you see here, you would likely come to this conclusion. You would come to this conclusion that from there on, we're most likely going to come back down here. So that's my thought process on Euro USD right now. So if I was looking to sell Euro USD, I would sell it down to this low, to the structure, right? Unless price changes altogether here, but I'm looking to sell it all the way down. Let's see the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, so it seems like Euro USD looking for some shorts. So we'll see if I'll get a setup here, but yeah, looking nicely for some shorts, all right. One more push down. Let's have a look at USD Swiss. USD Swiss must be going up. Yeah, USD Swiss must be going up. Let's see. Okay, so USD Swiss is here. It's bouncing from this here. Let me just have a look at this. Yeah, USD Swiss. Oof. USD Swiss from my side, it does not offer me the price action that I want for a buy. I think it's still developing, right? There is some dollar strength we're seeing in the market, but in terms of the price action of USD Swiss right now, it's not giving me much. And yeah, it's not giving me much at the moment. The structure is bullish for sure. The structure is still bullish. All right, let's see. Yeah, this price action is ugly for me, guys. I won't lie. This price action is too ugly for me. It's not too clean for me, you know. I wouldn't get my best setups with this price action. Now, what do I want to happen here? For instance, I would want, because I can't really see a proper impulse on this. I can't really see a proper impulse. So the way the market has been moving like this, right? I can't really see a proper impulse that I would use, I would take advantage of. You see that? So it is not a clean price action unless price, because I'm, you know, I can see we've got a bit of structure that formed here. Unless price gives us an impulse from here, right? All I want to see is an impulse. That's all I want to see. So for me, I can't really see a good impulse for me to start develop a plan around this. So I would want an impulse here, right? That's when I'll be able to then really recognize what I need to. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave this on the side for now. The market is on the structure, trading in the structure. So let's see what's gonna happen here, right? Let's see what's gonna happen there. But what I would want is a bullish impulse wave, and then we'll come back. So this one may be on the side a little bit. And then, but USD CAD, I spoke about this the other time, and then someone asked about USD CAD, then I said, look, we are looking for this. At some point, price is gonna create the low, and then we're looking for this. So USD CAD is one which we don't wanna miss, all right? So the reason for that is this. Let me go to the daily time frame. The reason for that is price broke these structures. You see these structures. Price broke these structures, right? And then it gave us a new high. So at some point, there was gonna be a new structure that was gonna form at some point, and then we were gonna get something like this at some point, which is what? Which is a correction. So we've got a correction right now, which is looking for a higher low. It's looking for a higher low. So it seems like it's finding the higher low. Looking at what happened here, right? We are getting a test of this structure. It seems like we're finding a higher low. So the lower time frame structure is going to confirm whether we have found the higher low or not. Because if we get the higher low, that means this is the opportunity for us. All right. So on the lower time frame, we just need the structure to shift, which it's starting to shift. The structure is starting to shift. The structure is starting to shift. That's what I'm talking about. Whoa, let me remove this. Let's do this. All right, so there's an order block here. So chances are price might come back to tap this order block and then go up. We've got a 4-hour order block down here. So there's a chance that price might come back down to tap this order block and then go up, which means I would, if it doesn't form a correction, I would look for buys down here on this order block. It seems like this is our higher low there. So this order block down here, yeah, I would wait for price to tap this order block and then go up. That's what I would look for. Yeah, that's what I would look for. I would look for this order block. Yeah, so you see now the difference between USD CAD and USD Swiss in terms of the formation is that on USD Swiss, we can see a clear impulse. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not asking for much. I just want to see an impulse. That's it. So this is a clear impulse there. USD Swiss, I can't really see that unless I go to like the super low time frames. But in terms of how price is moving, I wouldn't look at this at the moment. So I think between the two, I would focus on USD CAD, right? A clear impulse, breaking out of the previous structure. And if it comes back down to this order block, this would be what I would look for. Yeah, this is what I would look for. I think it's a pretty decent setup. It's a pretty decent setup, this one. It's a pretty decent setup. There's a possibility that it could do this, guys, right? Which is something you always need to understand, that it could give us a correction and do this without going to the order block. But this correction needs to be a pattern. Price needs to give us a pattern here, like your bullish flag, if it's going to tell us that it's not going to go down to the order block. So something like this. Something like this, right? If it does this, it might not go down to the order block. It could just, something also to keep an eye on. But yeah, let's see what's going to happen on this order block, and then we'll take it from there. All right. Okay, so we'll have a look at more dollar pairs later on, guys, right? So my focus, gold and silver, that's my focus. US 30, that's my focus. US 30 is pushing up, waiting for this 4-hour candle to close. On the next candle, I might get an entry on the next candle. If it spikes down first, I might get an entry there. And yeah, and the yen pairs, we are waiting. USD JPY, there's a nice flag. Waiting for a break towards the upside. I think we've got some pretty good setups for this week. Some pretty good setups, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to catch all of them, but a few might be good. All right. So guys, this is how the morning is looking promising. Let's see what's going to happen later on today. Yeah. And yeah, we're going to end it here for this morning. I'll catch you guys later at 12. Have a good one. Cheers and enjoy.